Hello, MJ fans. MJ Buzz 317 here, the number one MJ fan around. And before we get started today, I'd like to please send a special message. Please subscribe. Hit that bell, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, today is going to be another chat video, but this one's going to be really cool. This one's going to be about Joe Jackson and Michael. Joe Jackson was a man who had promising dreams. He was going to be a boxer, and he had his own band called the Falcons. But he came to Gary, Indiana to visit his mom, I believe it was. And at the time, he ended up getting a good job at the steel mill in Gary, Indiana. He ended up meeting Catherine, and they fell in love, and they ended up getting married in 1949, settling in Gary, Indiana. But Joe still always had those dreams of making it out to California. As the years went on and they had kid after kid, just Joe's dreams seemed to be fading farther and further away. The good job that he had at the steel mill, they would end up laying him off time after time. They had 9 kids total in a 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, you know. We're at 2300 Jackson Street. This is the house Michael Jackson grew up in and learned all his dance moves, and his father would come home and they would work all night. Also behind us is Roosevelt. If you can see any of it at all right here, you can. The school is very close to the house. That's where they did their very first talent show, and they ended up winning. And just a little exclusive for you, on the movie, on Jackson's An American Dream, when they won the talent show, people were cheering. However, like I said before in one of my other videos, my whole family is from this area. They were at that show, and the Jacksons got booed after they won that. And the reason that they got booed is because Jackie was the only one that was actually in high school. So they all got booed, but they did win. I don't know about you, but all that pressure, you keep getting laid off, too many kids in the house all the time. I wouldn't be the happiest man either. But then all of a sudden, a breakthrough happened. That story we all know and love about Tito playing the guitar, ended up breaking one of the strings, comes home and finds out that his guitar is broke, and he beat Tito. He gave him a whooping. Not only did he give him a whooping, right after the whooping, he fixed the string, brought the guitar back in the room and said, "Tito, come play for me. And if you mess up again, I'm going to give you another beating." So much pressure. But Tito, he killed it. And Joe saw the potential in his boy. I think it was just a little bit later, he ended up getting Tito his own guitar and told him that practice makes perfect. Didn't take too much longer after that. The boys ended up getting a group together. They were first called the Jackson Brothers, and then the Jackson 4. Then Michael Jackson joined, became the Jackson 5, and everything took off from there. We're over here at Mr. Lucky's Lounge. Michael Jackson's very first performance, well, really the Jackson 5's very first performance gig was here, at this building here. And my grandma used to tell me, and you can still see the advertisement there, the Lucky Burger. Apparently that was a really, really good burger. I think this place closed in the 90s or so it's been closed for a long time, but you can still see up here, the king still lives. Okay, now it's been rumored for a long time, and Dr. Conrad Murray confirmed this information that at the age of 12, they had Michael chemically castrated so that his voice would stay high and delay puberty.
Michael, all that stuff. Maybe I did it more for me than for your boys. Believe it or not, I did it for you too.
Along with that, Joe was constantly making fun of Michael's skin and his nose, and we could see the future impact that would have on the King of Pop. Now, Joe and Michael, they never really had the best relationship all growing out through Michael's life. But during 2005, that last trial, him and Michael actually ended up getting a little closer, I guess, because they were with each other every day. And Michael really got a chance to see the love that his father had for him. Michael said till his last days that he would never lay a hand on his child or anything like his father did, but he did understand his father more so himself when he had his own kids. Michael also says that raising his kids was one of the hardest things that he ever had to do. And he understand that his father just punished him so hard and was just so hard on him is because he didn't want anybody to ever look down on his children. So he understood that there was a love there, and they ended up getting some type of relationship for that. And Michael did end up forgiving him. But even so, Michael didn't leave anything for Joe in his will. On June 27, 2018, Joe passed away of pancreatic cancer. So you can see that Joe may have not done everything that we would have done, but he did care about his kids. And he always wanted to protect them from anybody and never wanted anybody looking down on them or mistreating them in any way. So it's up to you how you feel about Joe. I'd like to share a quick experience from my time with Joe Jackson myself. Okay, this memorial right here was in Gary, Indiana on July 10th, 2009. Picture of the brothers, and that's visited the mayor in Gary. Here's Joe and the mayor right here. But the reason I'm showing you this one on this time is because this was the day I actually met Joe Jackson. So if you guys remember that time, anybody who had anything to do with the Jacksons, it was just a madhouse. Everybody was all over them. They wanted questions. They reporters were all over the place. And so during this memorial in Gary, Joe Jackson was going to be there. And I remember him walking right by me, and it was just so many people, reporters and just fans or whoever, just Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson. And he got about right here, and I didn't know how to get his attention. So I just said what I could really fast. I just yelled in as deep as a voice as I could. I said, "Joe!" Everything stopped. He stopped, the people stopped, everything. And he looked at me. He had a look, and I'm telling you right now, I felt what Michael felt when he said that look would scare you. But this was my chance, and all I could do was just extend my hand, and he shook it and kept on moving. That's my Joe story. So he's a respectful man. He at least shook my hand, so I have respect for the man. Anyway, Joe, we love you. Rest in peace. Till next time.